Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Intention Candles final results live. So we got 4 candles. We did have something really interesting go on with Sherry's candle at the end. So Sherry, and yours burned a whole lot clearer than everybody else's, if I'm going to be honest. I'm actually going to get in yours first because you look like you had a major breakthrough, because we have a major break in the glass. A major break in the glass. I'm going to be careful handling it, and we're going to trace where this crack went through. So it went all the way around everything, to be real clear. It went straight through, it goes straight down, needing acknowledgement, fear of contracts being incomplete, self-validation via false pursuits. Like, the crack went straight down, and yet it still popped across and hit the last one there. And I think a lot of it had to do with self-recognition and self-validation, because that is the one thing that you welcomed in with that crack that set off the line everywhere else. So there's not even any residual on the words themselves. Like, it's clear where all of the words are. It's just the crack that runs through it. So, Cher, if you had a major breakthrough with self-realization, self-validation, self-acknowledgement, that you're seeking that from within, that's a big time service to the self, for sure. I think that was really key to kick off everything else, because once you really do start recognizing the self and acknowledging the self, validating the self, divine acceptance and clarity and hindsight comes in. Being able to pivot to purpose comes in, because you are self-validating. You're not seeking it from the outer. So that was a huge breakthrough for you. That was a huge breakthrough for you. The rest of your glass is clear. There's not even any soot or anything on that. So that's a big candle for you, Miss Cher. For Elisa, here is your candle. It is pretty darn clear. We've got some banding, but, it's not touching where it says any of the words here. We do have some residual on self-approval. Okay, so you might be having a hard time, especially because we also have that residual kind of heavy on harsh judgments of the self. You might be having a hard time self-approving because you judge yourself and the choices that you wish, or that you wish you could make or want to make and can't make, right? Judgments of self are reflected back to us in our fear of how others would judge us. So even if they would or wouldn't is not the point. It's the fact that we stop making certain choices because of that fear. Right? It's a reflection of how we're judging ourselves and projecting it as someone else would judge you for it. Right? And like I said, whether it is or isn't true is besides the point. It's the fact that that's the reason, the fear, right, is the reason that we choose not to do something, that harsh judgment of the self. So that's going to definitely be something for you to work on letting go of, right? Something to really work on letting go of, and being able to just approve of your own energy, approve of your own needs, right? Approve of your own desires. Sometimes it's not really about looking for a solution so much that it's just accepting what the problem is and that there is a solution, and you can just simply be okay with that and align with that, whatever it is, and let it come to you. You know, and we try, right? The bullshit word try. When we try and make things happen, we tend to hit roadblocks, especially when we feel like, well, we can't make it happen. But like spirit works in the realm of miracles. You know what I mean? Like that's spirit's job to see answers and solutions that we can't see. We just have to be able to approve of the fact that we know that there's a solution to our dilemma, whatever it is, and trust that we can align with that solution inside that space of trust. So that is going to be something for you to work on for sure. And we have this one band that goes right through caretaker. And so you might have to really work on releasing this belief that you are only a caretaker, that that is how you've defined your role, you know, in life or with what you're doing, that there's more to you than that there is more to enjoy in life than that. And allowing to visualize yourself as something other than that. All right. So that is going to be the focus for you going into the new moon in Virgo coming up. All right. For Miss Elisa. Tanya. We've got a whole lot of clarity on your glass until we get to the very bottom. Everything else is clear. It's super clear. Okay. But we get to the bottom and it's this miracle mindset and impossible limitations, right? The quote unquote impossible. Nothing's impossible. If you can say out loud or even in your own head, oh, I can't do that. I can't. Well, that is an impossible limitation that you are putting on yourself. Can't is a key word to help you distinguish where you are believing in or buying into this idea of impossible, like there's not a miracle out there that you can connect with. You know, maybe it doesn't have to be can't. Maybe it can be what if. Maybe instead of can't, it could be what if. Instead of doing something this way, maybe it can be done a different way. Right? It doesn't have to be in such a way that can't is the rule that, or the line that you won't cross. You know, instead of saying I can't, be like, okay, I can't do it the way that's in my head, but is there a different way that I can? And feel good about it. Right? And feel good about it. Believe in miracles. So that's going to be the major alignment for you between now and the new moon in Virgo. Right? Which, as a reminder, guys, if you have not gotten a secret code name yet for the new moon in Virgo, you can. It's in my Etsy shop. The theme is Kill Switch. If you have any serious Virgo placements, you're gonna want a secret code name. Okay, you just are. The eclipse season is kicking up and it's getting intense. So, lastly, we have Lorraine. Lorraine, your glass was also super clear until we got down to the bottom. And it's not on what's coming in. I think your highest truth and self-accountability, I think you're in tune with that. It's the self-avoidance and specifically self-deception, because the wax got real thick right there. It's deceiving the self. It's not even like you're avoiding it. It's the deception part. So like, you know, with clarity what it is that needs to be done. You do. Okay. It is the self-deception where you are lying or stealing from the self, right? Lying to the self and stealing from the self, deceiving the self at 7 of Swords type energy, right? Where the lie that we're telling ourselves is what is essentially robbing us. All right. So I would become, I can't even say more aware because you are. I would look to see what it is that allows you to be okay with the deception itself. Because anytime we deceive the self, obviously it's not okay. So where was the first time in life that you can remember as far back as you can go in your memories, the first time that you were taught to lie to yourself and accept that lie in order to make something better. See if you can dig that up in your memory. The first time that someone taught you to lie about yourself or your life or your situation or whatever it is, and accept the lie and be okay with the lie and live with that lie like truth. Because if you can go back to that moment in your mind and tell yourself, as now, your present day self, talk to that version of you and just be like, you know what, we're not going to lie. We're not going to lie. We're going to accept that this is not okay. And we're going to talk about how it's not okay. And we're going to act on the fact that it's not okay and treat it accordingly instead. I think that would be a good practice to go back to the root of it in your memory and have that same conversation with your present day self. Like, we know what the lie is. We don't feel good about the lie. We're going to address the lie for what it is, and we're going to act accordingly, right? And let yourself learn to be okay with the truth and accepting the truth, right? So that you can truly take accountability for yourself in that highest truth. All right, Lorraine, everything else is super clear. It's great. So our candles did great. If you guys would like a candle for the new moon in Virgo, they are in a separate listing now in the Etsy shop as well. You guys can check it out. It's in the description. I am very proud of everybody with these candles. Sherry, you'll have to let me know. God knows my PM is open. You'll have to let me know if you had any major breakthroughs with that glass cracking, because that's wild. We haven't had a cracked glass in a while. And the fact that it didn't pop or explode, it just cracked, is even cooler. It's even cooler. So I love you guys. And until we next meet, you take care of yourselves. All right. Bye.